14. It's a story we brought you on Monday. Take a look at this video again. You see a mom on her front lawn screaming for police to stop punching her son. The woman had called to have her emotionally disturbed son taken to the hospital. Well, Bogota police officer Regina Tasca responded along with her backup, two police officers from the Ridgefield Park Police Department. It's the officers from Ridgefield Park that are seen delivering the beating right there. And in this photograph taken by the young man's mother, you see the Officer Tasca, trying to remove the officer off the victim. So they are joining us here live, and what sounds like, heroic actions on part of the officer trying to get this all happening. Well, it turns out Officer Tasca might just cause or lose her job with the police department, and she joins us this morning. So thank you so much for being here, Regina, and you're also here with your lawyer, Kathy Elston. So take us back to when you arrived, because, I tried to set up the piece. So you get a call, emotionally disturbed boy, mom there, and needs your help. So take us back to that.
We get a call that the mother wants her son to be evaluated at one of the local hospitals. Get there. I have a backup officer from Ridgefield Park because there's only two of us on the road. Another town comes in to assist. I'm talking to the individual who's emotionally disturbed.
Right.
During that time, he says, "I don't understand why there's another police officer here." With that, he starts to pace to the left. He says, "I just don't understand why there's another department here." After that, the Ridgefield Park officer automatically just takes him down because he started to walk 2 feet to the left or to the right, whatever it was. Another Ridgefield Park officer comes in and runs out of his car and just starts punching him in the head.
Now, your dash cam is rolling this whole time, catching this.
Time, yes.
And you hear it very, very clearly. You're screaming, "Stop, stop, stop." And there's another eyewitness. There's the mother as well.
Correct.
So at this point, what's going on through your head? Are you trying to pull him off? Are you how are you trying to quell the situation?
I'm actually trying to remove the one officer on top of Kyle because they're punching him in the head. They're using excessive force that they don't need to. The kid was being transferred to the hospital. It was a simple medical call that they just first jumped on top of, then the other Ridgefield Park started beating up.
All right, so do you go back to the precinct, and then what happens next? The unexpected happens.
Well, after I bring the kid up to the hospital, I went in the ambulance with the kid. A couple days later, my captain calls me in and he says, "We need to speak to you." Go in there to speak to him. He says, "You need to turn over your service weapon and your badge. You're being suspended immediately from duty."
Why were you suspended? Why weren't you put on desk duty pending an investigation? Why were you suspended right away?
Because I wasn't backing the fact that another officer used excessive force.
Wow. Okay, so are you saying that we're talking about crossing the blue line? Is that what you're...
Absolutely.
You're saying because you didn't stand up for another officer...
Correct.
And you told what was actually happening...
Right.
That you are now in the process of possibly losing your job?
Yes.
Okay. So where do we stand here? What is she being charged with? Where does this go from here?
Well, Siggy, Regina's been charged with a number of violations, but one of them is that she's psychologically unfit for duty. When Regina made it clear that she was going to tell the truth about what happened at the scene and what she saw, she was taken off duty. She was sent for a psychological fitness for duty exam, and that's part of the charges that she's facing now, that she's psychologically unfit.
Okay. Do you feel like you're being targeted?
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you're being targeted because you want to go against the boys, or are you calling it a boys' club?
Calling it a boys' club for sure. I'm being targeted because, like you say, I went against another officer because he was using excessive force on an emotionally disturbed individual. It was just way too much excessive force.
All right. I hear you. I know you're sticking to your ground and standing your ground, saying you did the right thing. You have your lawyer. We want to say that your hearing is going to be in May. And we'll definitely keep you updated on the final outcome of what happens to you. And please keep us posted. And thank you so much for coming here live and sharing your story.
Thank you.
And we appreciate hearing your voice. It is 7:18. Let's talk about the weather this morning. It's already 57 degrees, and it looks like it might go up to a high of 63. Linda?